Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Odereri. Sound education and impactful knowledge ends the cycle of recycling of ignorance and quackery. Today, I want to share with us some of the ideas and concepts that we are working on to help create jobs, to create transparency and accountability, and the wealth creation within our society. Like I said, the greatest way to create wealth and to end the cycle of poverty and ignorance in the land is knowledge, solid education. Impactful knowledge is the only path for us to end this cycle of quackery, cycle of incompetencies, cycle of poverty. We need to recycle. We need to end this recycling of ignorance, and that is where we are bringing in the entrepreneur training and empowerment funds. The entrepreneur training and empowerment fund is a private sector, wholly private sector led initiative that is going to be digitally driven to ensure that we create wealth, create knowledge, create jobs, create massive entrepreneurs, and within the micro, medium, small enterprise environment. What is the ETEF all about? The education and the entrepreneurial empowerment training and the empowerment fund. Now, let me just give you a background. I come from a village called Okigwe Autonomous Community in Okigwe local government area of Imo State. Twice I've lost 2 vehicles that I took home for Christmas. I lost a Range Rover and I lost a Mercedes Benz. Why did I lose those vehicles? Because I traveled home and they had issues. I brought mechanics who were not properly trained to handle them, and they messed up the system of the car, and both of the cars, I lost their engines and they never got back to Lagos with me. But here in Lagos, I have good auto engineers who have very many diagnostic equipment, who understand their job. So I've never had any issue of any of my cars breaking down on the road or losing any of my vehicles to quacks, because these are guys that are properly trained. Of course, they come very pricey and expensive because just like the law of demand and supply, once there is paucity of supply of any commodity or services, the pricing will always be high. Once demand is more than supply, prices will go high. But when you have so much supply, more supply than demand, price will come up. So those high-end auto engineers, auto electricians are very rare to find. They are very uncommon. They are not common everywhere. So, of course, there's a benefit when you use a good engineer who understands his job, who is able to carry out proper diagnostics of your machines and then apply the right panacea and all those stuff. You won't have any problem. It only costs you money. Now, how do you replicate this kind of things? You know, like I've always said, in any economy, for you to have price stability, for you to even have, once you produce enough supply of a particular skill set, a particular commodity, a particular service, the prices will come down. So that was what brought this idea. First of all, there's a platform that is already on, www.afroartisans.com. is going to be a platform that will link suppliers of services, goods and commodities, and buyers of services, goods and communities in such a very honest and transparent way, just like anybody will be so happy to have, use of those platforms. And it's not just going to be like any other platforms there. The only people that will be on those platforms are certified artisan services providers and certified commodity providers. I'll give you an example. We're going to start from Lagos and Abia State. Abia State, because of the great works Alex Oti is doing there, we are concentrating more on Abia State. It's going to be a wholly diaspora community, private-public partnership arrangement. We are floating a fund, $10 million is going to be the seed fund that will drive it. And the whole essence of this is to eliminate quackery, to build knowledge and create wealth. It involves training, it involves economic empowerment by way of finances. And it's going to be done under a cooperative arrangement. It's going to be very transparent. It's not just going to be like the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry idea of squandering 5.9 billion naira, claiming that they trained 16,000 youths on how to repair mobile phones at a cost of about 335,000 naira per person. To today, we don't have a list of those 16,000 Nigerians that were trained on how to repair phones. Where their shops are, we don't know. Those are the kind of arrangement that we had under the last 8 years, under the Buhari regime, that wasted a lot of funds in Nigeria. You know, we are suffering what we are suffering today because we printed 23 trillion naira plus accrued 7 trillion naira interest that Buhari was handed over to Buhari and Kony, and they wasted it. We wasted 10 trillion naira on intervention funds that were driven by the CBN without any honest and transparent structure in place. Today we have, so on record, over 40 trillion naira, you know, money supply in the system, wasted monies that could not feel the impact in the rest of the wholly public sector driven, corruption ridden. But this one we are doing is going to be digitally driven, and it's going to be wholly private sector led. The only public sector support we are going to be getting will be working with the commissioners for ministries of trade and investment, and then at the federal level, Ministry of Trade and Investment. If they are very, very serious, it's going to help us to train skillful artisans, micro, small, medium entrepreneurs. It's going to help us to empower them under a cooperative. They are going to be onboarded digitally in a very certified way, so that you don't have. I'll give you an example now. You know, on the mechanics level, we have mechanics who do Peugeot, we have mechanics for Mercedes, we have mechanics for Toyota vehicles of different brands, we have mechanics for Ford, we have auto electricians. Now, basically, if you go to Nigeria, we have been recycling ignorance and illiteracy. You know, most of these guys, mechanics, trained under mechanics who are not knowledgeable, you will discover that if you have 100,000 mechanics in Nigeria, over 9,000 may not even have diagnostic equipment that they can use to, first of all, plug into the car, diagnose what was wrong with the car, and then rightly apply panacea and solutions. So basically, there is a lot of cost implications to us allowing quackery, allowing ignorance to hold sway in Nigeria. Basically, across all levels, if it's under agriculture, those who are into cassava production, those who are into rice, those who are into cucumber, watermelon, and all segments of the market, those who are into piggery, who are into poultry, there's going to be massive training, massive empowerment, the best of practices. I'll give you an example. And they are going to form cooperatives for the sake of checks and balances. We are going to be working mostly, you know, with women groups, Catholic Women Fellowship Association, and all Methodist Women Fellowship Association, and all the rest of them, youth wings, of course, you know, for them to counter guarantee each other. For example, we come, you know, in every of the electoral wards in Abia State. We are starting from Abia State. Aba is going to be the hub. Basically, I'll give you an example. You come to Mechanic Village, there are mechanics who does Mercedes Benz. You pick them up, set them up into cooperatives, you know, put them together. They have, you know, some of these people, they have associations that are not properly structured. Set them up into a cooperative. They know themselves. So no outsider will sneak in. No outsider will sneak in, or where you say, okay, because there's going to be empowerment, there's going to be money that is going to be given to them after training, then outside, they will set themselves up under cooperatives. Basically, what we're going to do is retraining the trainers. And after retraining the trainers, we will also attach people that will also learn from them under the Igbo apprenticeship scheme. You know, where you will learn. Because when a man who does not know teaches other people, you will end up recycling ignorance along the value chain, and the society will suffer for it. So whenever I see problem, I don't keep on lamenting. Next thing I do is have to creatively put in solutions that will stop it. I lost my Range Rover in the village. I lost my Mercedes Benz to Quackery. Therefore, I wouldn't want another person to lose his own Mercedes Benz and Range Rover. Therefore, I am going to the hinterlands, to the communities, to provide training for those who are already in the system. You know, get the experts, provide them with training. After providing them with training, you will empower them with diagnostic machines to enable them have the best of knowledge and technology, and then you will onboard them into the digital platform that we have set up, www.afroartisans.com, www.nigerianartisans.com. We have different platforms we are creating for different segments. Basically, what we are trying to do is they will be certified. So if, for example, you're driving through Okigwe to Umuahia and your car breaks down on the road, you don't need to begin to look for any roadside mechanic who does not have training, who is not empowered to come and touch your car. All you need to do is go to the app, click our app open, check the nearest trained and certified auto mechanics within that range of your car that you're driving. Dial the person comes, fixes your car. Of course, if the person is not certified within that platform, don't waste your time. It does not be, the person is quack. So in such a way, we'll be creating jobs across the different level. If they are tellers, certified tellers, empower them, train them. If it is machines, they will have cooperatives. The cooperative is going to be recycled. If there are 100 in that cooperative, we can start with 5. Provide training for the whole 100. Provide funding for the 5. Of course, each of them, the 100, will counter guarantee that 5 in case the 5 decide to mess up. They themselves know how to help us recover our monies. So over time, as the funds increase, remember the seed fund is $10 billion. It's wholly diaspora, private-public partnership arrangement. Like I said, government participation is simply through Ministry of Trade and Investment, is to help us provide kind of security and all those stuff, where government is. And of course, it will even help them, because when you have these things, we'll have a register of, we claim that we have 27 million MSMEs in Nigeria. There is no record of this. It's just assumptions. And we don't want to build an economy based on assumptions. We build an economy based on knowledge, based on data, based on information. So we are not just providing the digital platform, www.nigerianartisans.com, www.afroartisans.com. We are providing the physical training that is we are going to help them to put them into cooperatives, formalized cooperatives, not the one that's okay, we have mechanical association that are not registered. We are going to formalize them, put them, and we are going to be reaching out to the likes of Innocent and Nord. In every local government area in Nigeria, there should be an Innocent auto repair center, auto parts center. There should be a Nord auto repair center, auto parts center. It's one of those things that have discouraged Nigerians from buying brand new of those. We are going to be meeting with them to be encouraging them, and within those local government areas too, where they agree to go to, because of insecurity in Nigeria, we shall also be collocating some of these people that we're going to be financing to go and learn how to repair those vehicles and expand within their own communities. We have 8,809 electoral wards in Nigeria. There is no way in every electoral ward in Nigeria we will not have a record of all the tellers there, all the mechanics there, all the shoemakers there, all the farmers there, and what they do and how they farm. And again, the most important thing is knowledge. When there is knowledge, when there is training, then you can be able to empower. We have wasted 10 trillion naira over the last 8 years on interventions that were criminally driven by the public sector. Today, now we are still throwing money at people under conditional cash transfers that do not in any way empower people or take them out of poverty. What will take people out of poverty is knowledge-driven skills, services, and commodity. A farmer that is used to doing rice that can give him only 2 tons per hectare, under proper training and the right application of agri-technology and right application of seedlings, not the normal Faro 44 we use, the Geri seedling from Egypt. That is the one that does about 9-10 tons per hectare of paddy rice. Such operator entrepreneur will make more money than those that have been operating in darkness. The same thing for yam. Yams are no longer the ways our fathers did it, where you plant yam in the ground and the yam will be struggling for nutrient with weeds. There's a new technology that is out there where you can, under greenhouse, even if you don't want to do greenhouse, under bagged arrangement, that the yam alone will attract the nutrients. The technology is there for you to have bumper harvest. And of course, you don't need to do the normal take to bar of yam, and there's a great way you can engraft, and it will be so productive. So across sectors, for tomato, for Hibernia, for Cavendish banana, across sectors, if you want to do Cavendish banana, you diaspora community private partnership arrangement to develop at least 30 to 50 hectares of new terra palm plantation in every electoral ward in Abia State, to develop at least 20 hectares of the hybrid cocoa plantation in every of the electoral wards in Abia State. We are starting from Umuahia North. The mayor there is an awesome guy, and on Hafia, the mayor there also is an awesome guy, and we are going to expand it. And we have a lot of diaspora backings. Diasporans who are ready to invest their monies under a very transparent and accountable arrangement to create wealth for their people, to create wealth for themselves, and to have an empowered society where poverty is a thing of the past. You saw the other government the other day, lying through their teeth. Oh, that the food insecurity in Nigeria is being caused by poverty. It's being caused by smuggling. That is the same madness they were sharing when they told us that the high consumption of PMS in Nigeria at 102 million liters in a day was because of smuggling, which is a lie. Everything you see, when a governments do not properly diagnose a problem, you see them lying up and down, cooking up propaganda. If Nigeria was producing enough, we can still consume and export without smuggling. Netherlands, with an arable land mass of 14,000 square kilometers, land mass of 41,000 square kilometers, consume and export $110 billion worth of agro commodities. Ukraine, that is at war with Russia, still produce, consume and export $25 billion worth of agro commodities. So it's not smuggling. They even have the mercy of dashing 25,000 tons of grain to us, and we are not ashamed saying that it is smuggling that is making food to be scarce and all those stuff. Anyway, we are doing we are progressively trying to create value, and we'll create value. You heard it for the first time here, and we are going to be briefing you as we go forward. It's a diaspora community private public partnership arrangement across all the value chain of the service and commodity offering sectors, of different sectors, from artisans, from mechanics, from vulcanizers. Our job is provide training, retrain the trainers, provide them with enough incentive and equipment, and it will even help the government to even be able to apply taxation. Imagine if every state in Nigeria, at the local government level, at the ward level, at the community level, have a data of all the artisans, what they do, and then be able to, under a private sector driven arrangement, not corruption public sector driven arrangement, where they will tell you, oh, we train people how to do fish, we train people how to raise rabbit. All those ones are bad at dash. You will train them, certify them, empower them, mentor and monitor them, and calculate the impacts. And it's going to be under the Copado model, under the Igbo apprenticeship scheme. We will keep on reinventing and recreating mass number of well-informed, knowledgeable, and the properly funded entrepreneurs under cooperative arrangement to be able for each of them to counter-check and counter-guarantee each other in such a way that we are not Father Christmas that want to throw away money. We don't want to throw away money. We want to invest monies, invest training, provide digital platform that will help us create wealth, empower people, build a decent society that is safe and secure and prosperous for each and every one of us. Thank you. God bless you. Keep sharing. Keep supporting what we are doing. Our job here, God has planted us to be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish the earth, to have dominion, and to create value. Any man who is alive that is not adding value, that is not bringing solutions to any society, is not worth living. Thank you, and God bless you.